This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the L2C Sports Final. It's Tuesday, 16th. Electric Boogaloo, everybody. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart, your announcer now with the day in sports. Here's a man who needs no introduction, but we have to give it to him anyway because we're contractually obligated. Here's Steve the Baxman Baxley. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. How are ya? Welcome, one and all, to the Corsican Ball. That's right. Same type of intro, different type of human being, and this sometime next week is going to get back to normal. That's right. Going to get it back to normal. Nice short hairdo. So, what's going on tonight? Oh, let me just tell you what's going to happen tonight. We got everything for you. We even got some breaking news, late breaking though it may be, about what has happened to the WWE. You're probably wondering, hey, where was our Tuesday night broadcast? Where was the WWE Tuesday night? We'll explain why they may be in a little trouble. Sorry, folks. It's the only time you're going to see me drink on air. We got a lot for you tonight. And there we go. We got a lot for you tonight. We're going to get it started in 3, 2, 1. And let's get it going with the latest on this mess. Oh, boy. Can you say a mess in the world of baseball? Yes, sirree, bub. And is not only in the middle of it, he's in the front of it, he's in the side of it. Remember, this is the man who said, ladies and gentlemen, baseball in 2020. Well, guess what? Now he's saying, no, it couldn't be. Well, we got a little update on this. Now, as you know, there is a rule in baseball. Excuse me. You will forgive me. I got to do a little nostril. I got to attend to something here. Excuse me. Station is you're wondering. 72 the current temperature. Our high today 83 degrees. Current live conditions in Grand Rapids at 66 degrees. 85 the high, a little warmer. Peak wind okay. Per hour. In Jackson, Kansas, now remember, there is a rule that Rob Manfred needs approval from 75% of owners to impose a season. Well, guess what? They're in trouble. And so are baseball fans. Major League Baseball and the Players Association have reached one hell of a stalemate in negotiations that could give us a potential 2020 season. Now, over the weekend, the union informed Commissioner Robert Manfred, that the players were ready for him to impose a season. Well, guess what? Now, it's a right that he gained in a March agreement between the two sides. Manfred is yet to exercise that option, with a rumor having it that the owners are concerned that after doing so, the union will file a potentially costly grievance. As it turned out, Robert Manfred backtracked so much that he moonwalked. That's right. He now says there may not be a season. And you want to know what? He may be right. As it turns out, some owners appear perfectly content to end the season. According to SNY's Andy Martino, there are 6 owners who do not want a 2020 campaign. Now, the Athletics' Ken Rosenthal and Ivan Jurelic, for their part, quoted a player agent who said, there are definitely more than 8 owners who don't want to play. Now, whether that's the case or simply speculation is unclear. None of the suspected hardlining owners are named either way. Now, the exact number is more significant than it seems. If there are 6 or 7 owners who are taking anti-season approaches, that's one thing. But if there are 8 or more, then the dynamic changes. 8 hardliners could, and we say it again, could, in theory, sink the ship and possibly Robert Manfred's position. That's because Manfred needs clearance from 75% of the league's owners in order to impose a schedule. Now, it should be noted that the idea of a group of owners ready to risk it all is nothing new. The possibility seems to arise whenever there are labor talks, presumably as a half-truth, half-scare tactic to remind the players that there are even more extreme paths that can be taken. I like to know what one of them is, but hey. CBSSports.com's Darren Perry explained why there's still likely to be a season on Monday. Now, Major League is supposed to begin its season on March 26, but the spread of the novel coronavirus caused the league to hit pause on those plans during spring training on March 12th. Will we have a season? Well, I promised you a comment, and I'm about to make it. I am a baseball fan, a baseball purist by trade. To not have a baseball season, again, would be cataclysmic, let's put it this way. And the reason I say that is simple. The last time we had a work stoppage or a cancellation of a season was, let me give it a check here before I speak. Yes, before I speak, I must give a chance here. Okay, let me ask here. Last time a work stoppage ended a season in baseball.
1994. According to USA Today.
Thank you. 1994 was the last time we had a work stoppage that canceled the season. Now, here we are, 2020. We could be doomed. And doomed means a whole hell of a lot.
It could be more than a year before the demand for fuel returns to normal. As Anna Wernicke reports, that means oil prices could stay low for months.
Before the pandemic, David Turk with the International Energy Agency says oil was expected to have
and
we had predicted a 2% increase.
But then came the coronavirus pandemic.
And well, from what I am reading and doing a little cha-cha here, this could be another canceled season. I hope not. I hope the two parties can come to a decision that could benefit each and every one, including the fans. Because the last season cancellation, baseball had a big PR problem afterwards, and the fans let them know it. This time, I don't think the fans will forgive the baseball players or the team or the owners. Excuse the expression. What do I think? Either end the season or play ball. Swallow your pride. You're doing it for the fans. The fans are the reason you have those deals. The fans are the reasons you have the broadcast deals, not the broadcasters. Sure as hell not the owners. Mr. Commissioner, you may work for the owners, but the fans are the bottom line. We deserve to be heard. And what we say you better listen. Because I'm telling you this, you had to kiss our ass after 94 to go back into those seats. The rising of prices for seats to go to a game is getting too extravagant. You want to start a season? How about if the fans revolt? I'll tell you right now, we're nearing that. Now, we gave you a warning the last time. I wonder what it's going to be like when there are no fans in the stands. I mean, either way, you're going to lose money. So settle this, bring the fans back, and we'll be happy. But if you continue to do a piss and poor act, I mean, Mr. Manfred, your organization, the owners and your organization, both are getting rich over a new broadcast deal with Turner Sports. Yet you're telling the fans and the players you are pleading poverty. That don't add up. You got a deal that's offering billions from Turner Sports to continue doing the playoffs and, frankly, continue to broadcast baseball games. But we're poor. We can hardly break even. We need the players to cut some money. The players keep saying, no, we're not going to do that. Listen, players, the fans pay their hard-earned money to see baseball. I'm telling you this, we can walk away from Major League Baseball and we can go make sure the minor leagues get more of our publicity, more of our money. Because, of course, minor leagues, they love the fans. They cherish them. You guys just use us as collateral for your big-ass wallets so you can pay whomever it is to, keep you happy, in other words. I mean, where else and how else you buying all those homes? All those billion-dollar homes that you get. Well, I'm here to tell you, sir, and trust me, if the fans go, the money's gone. And you'll be hearing this. Do you want fries with that? And owners, you be owning and running a home shopping network. So listen to the fans, because they're the ones you're pissing off. Either cancel the damn season or man up, shut up, and play ball. End of statement.
But diplomacy has stalled. The regime continues to test short-range missiles and has produced enough nuclear material.
Anyway, that's my opinion.
North Korea said today's actions were provoked by South Korean activists who had sent anti-Kim leaflets cross-border. The Trump administration called the actions counterproductive.
Anyway,
Careful language.
we continue with this fun little fiesta. We're happy to be with you. How do you like that? My first commentary. And I don't think that commentary is going to be censored. But I hope the baseball players and the owners listen. Because I think we as fans, we're getting sick and tired of being screwed. We were totally screwed in 94. If you think we're going to be screwed off in 2020, you're wrong. And there. What more do you need? Anyway, and we're not the only ones mad. Major League Baseball has hit the scorn of Dr. COVID. That's right. We got a little bit from Dr. COVID. Dr. Fossey has advised the MLB not to play in October. The nation's leading expert in infectious diseases made his presence known. Now, there have been two constants as MLB and the Players Association haggle over the 2020 season. The players want full prorated play, and the league doesn't want to push postseason into November. MLB wants the regular season to end on September 27th as originally scheduled, and the postseason to be confined to October to avoid a second COVID-19 wave. The Players Association has indicated they believe this is a tactic to play fewer regular season games and thus pay the players less salary. One argument is the NFL expects to play in November, but at least one expert is on MLB's side. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, has advised against playing baseball deep until October. And here's what Dr. Fauci told the LA Times' Bill Shotkin. If the question is time, I would try to keep it in the core summer months and end it not with the way we play the World Series until the end of October when it's cold. I would avoid that. Under most circumstances, but we don't know for sure here, viruses do better when the weather starts to get colder and people start spending more time inside as opposed to outside. The community has a greater chance of getting infected. There is potential overlap between influenza and the possibility of a fall second COVID-19 wave. Now, the original proposal from the players called for a 114-game regular season that would conclude October 31st. The postseason would then be played in November in neutral sites as the weather necessitates. Clearly, Dr. Fauci is advising against that. Now, over the weekend, the Players Association halted negotiations with the big boys, the baseball, and instructed Commissioner Rob Manfred to unilaterally schedule the season as the March agreement allows. Tell us when and where. MLB Executive Director Tony Clark said in a statement that has become a rallying cry among big league players. They're ready to report to spring training, but that may not be a possibility. Scheduling the season is not as simple as picking a number of games, however. MLB and the MLBPA must still work together. Must work together and finalize health and safety protocols as well as on-field and roster rules. Should Manfred schedule a 48 to 54-game season as expected, it would have to start no later than mid-July to avoid pushing the postseason into November. COVID-19 cases are spiking in several states, particularly in the South and Southwest. For all the public bickering between the MLB and the Players Association, it is entirely possible the pandemic will not allow the 2020 season to be played. It may never be safe enough to play. And I got to agree. In fact, again, I state to whomever it may concern from a baseball fan, play it or cancel it. Either way, the fans are going to let you know how they feel. And that's the name of that tune. And it's not just baseball that's feeling a little panicked, feeling a little like Rodney Dangerfield. I'm telling you, I get no respect. No respect at all. I tell you. Well, guess what? Oh, boy. It's becoming a bit of a mess for the NBA. Now, the NBA is planning to restart the 2019. Players led by Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving is against returning because they believe basketball would be a distraction from the Black Lives Matter movement, and that is to say nothing of the coronavirus pandemic, which causes its own separate concerns. As the players try to figure out what they're going to do over the next few weeks, the league is reportedly setting an ultimatum. Players who wish to sit out the remainder of the season must inform teams by June 24th, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. Those who do so, hi, how are you? Come on, get back up there. Thank you. Those who do so will not be paid, but they will face no other penalties or consequences from their teams or the league. At June 24th date is just over 1 week away, giving players little time, very little time, to come to a decision. Within market training camps set to begin on June 30th, teams will want to know which players they'll have available the rest of the way. Still, it's clear to the league, the league is trying to force the player's hand here by putting him in a tough spot. All of a sudden, they have just a week to discuss their options and make a decision about going to Orlando, when teams won't be making the trip for almost a month, and the season isn't starting for 6 weeks. Between the social justice movement and the pandemic, the situation changes rapidly, and things might not look different on one or both fronts by next month. Players, however, won't get a chance to wait and see how things go and will instead have to make a decision now. Again, in terms of roster construction and some of the planning that goes into this process, it's understandable the players can't make a last-minute decision, but at the same time, this feels unnecessarily abrupt. If a player just choose to sit out the rest of the season, or if they are injured or infected with the virus while in Orlando, teams will be allowed to sign replacement players. The transaction window is expected to start on June 22nd and will include all 30 teams, not just the 22 that will be playing later this summer. There is not a limit on how many players the teams can sign in order to replace those that are going to stick around. That's right. Okay, kiddies. Okay, kiddies. Time for a little break. And for that, we once again go to that wonderful thing we like to call the ever-lovable advertisement. That's right. Let's give you a little cheesy plug while we're on the subjective. Yes, sir. And tonight on Lost Blaming the Interwebs with the fabulous Nick Rakita, Minnesota lawyer that is truly an exceptional human being. Tonight, if you liked the first part of Conversations by Proxy, you'll love what we got for you in part 2 tonight, and you'll find out why. At the Associated Press said Conversations is the most entertaining subject on Lost Blaming the Interwebs. Okay, so I pumped it up a bit too much, but tonight it's part 2 of A Blithering Idiot. Nick Rakita Law Channel tonight. Conversations by Proxy. Be there, be square. Midnight Eastern, 11 Central Time, and I guarantee you will learn a lot about one man and his journey to stupidity. That's right, and that's all coming up on Rakita Law Channel, only on YouTube. Okay, now that we've done that, let's get back to memories of a sport we love. Let's go. That's right. Again, as you know, slowly but surely, things are returning back to normal. And normal is in the eye and word of the beholder. Now, long ago and far away, this is going to be interesting. Kyrie Irving has become the leader of the growing movement within the National Basketball Players Association to boycott the remainder of the 2019-2020 NBA season. And on Tuesday, he reportedly took part in yet another call in which he urged Brooklyn Nets teammates not to play. According to Stefan Bondi of the New York Daily News, that was the only radical idea that he proposed, according to Bondi. Stephon Bundy. Irving also argued that players could start their own league. Now, the NBA is unique among sports in the power individual players have. While many sports owe their success to long-term loyalty from fans to teams, interest in basketball is largely owed to a small collection of individual superstars. The idea behind players starting their own league, presumably, would be separating the talent and potential wealth generation of those superstars who are largely African American from the institutions that typically profit off of that talent, which would specifically be the mostly white team owners. There has been no reporting to this point suggesting that other players are interested in Irving's idea. Now, during a Friday conference call with over 80 players present, Irving reportedly said, quote, "I'm not with the systemic racism and the BS. Something smells a little fishy. Maybe it's the veal. Whether we want to admit it or not, we are targeted as black men every day we wake up," end quote. He additionally claimed that he would give up everything he has for the sake of social justice reform, including, according to the Athletics team's Sharania. Wish he had a name like Fred. Anyway. A number of players, most notably Dwight Howard, have publicly argued that playing basketball right now would do more harm than good on the social justice front. In doing so, players would be providing fans with a distraction from the protests taking place against police brutality and institutionalized racism. There is no proposed timetable for a players-only league started by Irving, but presumably it would take some time to organize. Irving is currently recovering from shoulder surgery and was not expected to play at Disney even before his stance on the entire enterprise was known. The economic viability and logistic feasibility of a league run by and for players are unknown. Aside from the challenges of securing venues and attracting fans, the continued existence of the NBA would likely deter many of the world's best players from considering joining it. Athletic careers are very short. The sort of superstar that would be needed to make such a league successful would be passing up tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in guaranteed NBA moolah in order to bet on themselves. In that sense, the actual formation of such a league is unlikely. But Irving has taken on a position of leadership in the union since being elected one of its vice presidents in February. Even if some of his ideas are a little bit unconventional, more loony-toony, he has given a voice to a meaningful portion of his union that has been unable or unwilling to speak out. Irving's star power protects him from the sort of retribution that some of those players likely fear, allowing him to speak on their behalf with impunity. Regardless of how controversial some of his ideas may seem, his job is fundamentally to represent the players that have elected him. He has done so over the past week, providing real pushback for Chris Paul and the union establishment. Even if the NBA does return as planned, it'll have to acknowledge Irving and his coalition's demands in order to do so without a hitch. 36 minutes past the hour. And we check our little standard here, and it's 28 minutes we've been on the air. Wahoo. Hey. Ain't that fun? Yeah, it is. We're having a ball here tonight. Wish more of you folks can watch, and we're going to make sure you're all getting invited. In college football, Mike Gundy apologized in a video for wearing a One American News t-shirt. Now, what is One American News? One American News is sort of the unknown 24-hour news network. No one even knows what it is. Anyway, after his program endured the last 24 hours of insanity, due to an image of Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy wearing a One American News Network t-shirt at a lake outing last week, Gundy apologized on a 60-second video Tuesday to all members of our quote, all members of our team, former players and their families for the pain and discomfort that has been caused over the last 2 days, end quote. Gundy said this, quote, Black lives matter to me. Our players matter to me. I sincerely hope the Oklahoma State family near and far will accept my humble apology as we move forward, end quote. Now, One American News is considered a far-right leading cable news channel seen as heavily pro-Donald Trump. But Gundy has now distanced himself from One American News due to its stance on the Black Lives Matter movement. Quote, once I learned how that network felt about Black Lives Matter, I was disgusted and knew it was completely unacceptable to me. Nothing, and he also said nothing noting he met with his team earlier Tuesday and received feedback from players on the topic. Do we have the audio, gentle folks? We do? Well, let us, for want of a better word, unless we can't, we haven't got permission. Wow, we moved to YouTube and we're living in fear. So if you want to go see it, just search YouTube for Mike Gundy. Now, the initial blowback to Gundy's shirt was furious and immediate on Monday by players within the program. Chubba Howard responded by saying he would not stand for it and that he would not be doing anything with Oklahoma State until things change. Other Oklahoma State University athletes, including fellow Canadian Amin Ogbongbemiga, the entire offensive line, and all Big 12 safety Colby Harvell-Peel stood by his side on social media. Monday evening, OSU President Burns Hargis and Athletic Director Mike Holder issued separate statements on the matter. Holder called the afternoon, quote, very disturbing, end quote, adding that other tweets alleging mistreatment that surfaced Monday were of grave concern. Hargis said OSU, quote, will not tolerate insensitive behavior by anyone at Oklahoma State and called for unity, end quote. On Monday evening, Hubbard and Gundy appeared in a video on social media, but it was Hubbard, not Gundy, who issued an apology. Hubbard commented on that dynamic Monday night by saying that despite the video, quote, it's not over, end quote. He said also, quote, no, don't get it twisted. Foot still on the gas, results are coming, end quote. He responded to Mike Gundy's apology Tuesday evening, saying it is a step in the right direction. We couldn't agree more. But we make mistakes. That's why God and Mike Nesmith's mother invented not only the eraser, but liquid paper. And he's a billionaire. He can own a team if he wanted. 40 minutes past 11 o'clock, and we are looking at the clock, and I know I got a clock up here that needs a new battery. Boy, ain't we having fun tonight. Yes, sir. So how about we tap dance onto the world of scores. Great scores, lively scores, scores that mean a lot to people. And we say to thee again, scores, scores, nothing but scores. Want to do it? Then let's do it. We got some scores. And if we got time, we got some e-game scores for you as well. If not, I think maybe I'll talk to Matthew about doing a weekly esports scoreboard for our show on Friday night on Spreaker. I'll find out more. Anyway, you got us. We've got it. Let's go to it. Shall we? We shallst. We shallst do. So here we go. Give us a moment while it warms up, and we can tell you we got soccer, we got esports, we got a few other things too. Let's give you a little soccer report. The Bundesliga in Germany. Mönchengladbach over Wolfsburg 3-0. Freiburg over Hertha Berlin 2-1. Union Berlin over Paderborn 1-0. Bayern Munich over Werder Bremen 1-0. In Spain's La Liga, Getafe and Espanyol went scoreless. Villarreal over Mallorca 1-0. Barcelona, oh Barcelona, over Legans 2-0. In Armenia, the Premier League Championship Group, Alashkert lost to Shirak Yilmri 2-1, and Ariat Yerevan and Lori tied at 1. In Austria, the Typico Bundesliga Regulation Group had Admira and Autak tied at 1. St. Porten over Mattersburg. Oh, what's a Mattersburg? 1-0. Austria Vienna, which frankly is a great town, reverse or forward back. Austria Vienna defeated Tyrol 1-0. Now, Denmark, the Superliga Regulation Group. Horsens and Esbjerg tied at 2. Randers defeated Hobro 4-0. Estonia, Tulvik over Legion 2-0. Faroe Islands Premier League, AB Argir and Stremur tied at 1. B36 Torshaven and NSI Runavik also tied at 1-1. Germany's second Bundesliga or Bundesliga numero 2. Gruther Fürth and Heidenheim. Hode, 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 ho. Heidenheim. Hode, 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 ho. They ended up with 0. Hamburger SV and VfL Ansbruck tied at 1. And Nuremberg spanked Wehen 6-0. In Hungary, the OTP Bank Liga, Zala Egerziga and beat Kisvarda 1-0. Verin Vakaros, Dormevu, oh boo-hoo. They beat Hanved 2-0. That's Hungary. Hey. South Korea K-League 1. Ulsan Hyundai over Gangwon 3-0. Jinenbuk over Pohang 2-1. Swan Blue Rings over Senognam 2-0. In the club friendly, and this will be long or will be short, depending on one's point of view. It will be short. Hey. Ronheim over Kongsvinger 4-1. Blansko over Hodanen 4-0. Zilnby over Kromertz 2-1. Maladost Petringa over Dragovajak 3-2. Pipo over Liri 1-0. Krenz. Krenz 4-3 winner over YF Juventus. In basketball, Germany BBL, Vechta over Krausheim Maryland's 95-66. In Taiwan, the WSBL, women's basketball, Top Power over Chunghwa Telecom 74-47, and Cathay Life over Taiwan 104-60. In Turkmenistan and BLT hold the mail. Benagar over Gairat 71-66. Let's go to basketball. It's been very, very good to me. Japan's NPB preseason, the Shibari Marins over the Yomiuri Giants 3-2, 3-6-0. Marins 2-5-0. Giants. Czech Republic Extraliga It was the Kotlarka Prague over the Sabat Prague, 7-2, 7-0 and 0, 2-0 and 0. South Korea, the Korean Baseball Organization, Samsung Lions over Doosan Bears, 4-3, 4-8-1 Lions, 3-6-1 Bears. LG Twins over Hanwha Eagles, 9-5. What a way to make a living. 9-15-0 for the Twins, 5-11-1 for the Eagles. NC Dinos lose to the Kia Tigers, 7-4. 7-8-0 Tigers, 4-10-1 Dinos. Lottie Giants over the Kowloon Heroes, 7-5. 7-10-1. Anyway, there we go. Let's get to it. Lottie Giants over the Kowloon Heroes, 7-5, 7-10-1. For the Giants, 5-6-3 for the Heroes. Kia Tigers, a 7-4 winner over the NC Dinos, 7-8-0 for the Tigers, 4-10-1 for the Dinos. And KT Wiz Swan defeated SK Wyverns 5-6. 6-9-0 for the Wiz Swan. And 5-12-1 for SK Wyverns. In Taiwan, CPBL first stage, China Trust Brothers over Fubon Guardians, 11-2, 11-10-0 for Jim Scott. Anyway. Okay, let's keep going. 11-10-0 for the Brothers, China Trust Brothers. 2-9-0 for the Fubon Guardians. Let's take a little trip to the minor league of CPBL. China Trust Brothers, the sequel. Wallop the Uni Lions sequel. 11-8, 11-17-0 for the Brothers sequel. 8-10-0 for the Lions sequel. Rakuten Monkeys bark slapped the Fubon Guardians 14-4, 14-15-2. Up against 4-11-1. And boy, oh boy, do you feel good? I know I do. That's right. I do too. Okay. What more do we want, you may ask? Oh, simple. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men and women, no matter the color, age, or sexual orientation. Now, what have we got here? We got something we call the shout-outs. So, bear in mind, we're bearing in mind here. So, let's get to the shout-outs. Hello, Linda Steele. How you doing there back in Chi-Town? Jeff Rollo, Marley Wiley, Blind Lemon, George Templeton, Dale Sankey, all the gang, Clean Instapod, and Nellie K9 and Mrs. Nellie K9. We also say hi to Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Brenda Gaminsky, Yuki Tanaka, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols. We also say big ass hello to Sandra Douglas, Vanessa Douglas, Sabrina Kyle. There we go. We also say a big hi to January J. Keaton, Stephen Mindikowski, of course, one of my friends from Tejas. I speak of Alan Oberoff. How you doing? And keep on doing what you do. Samantha Phillips, Samantha O'Neill, Casey Ann, Monica Cram, Gary Cram, Etan G, the Jewish rapper, Panda Yan, Sandra Flores, good person that she be. That's right, very good person. As I said, how you doing? We also say hi to Peter Oeda, Luisa Fernanda, Jennifer Torres, Ricky Pickrell, Michael Pickrell, Tony Pickrell, Yvonne Pickrell. How you doing there? We say also hello, and a big old hello to Chad Nappy. And I do agree with his statement. I miss the good old days too when things were simple. And I wish too we would have appreciated them more back then than we do now. Okay. By the way, this just in. The NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell wants Colin Kaepernick to guide the league on social justice. So Colin Kaepernick may indeed be back in the National Football League. We will have more on that tomorrow night, kids. Brian McFeeters, Bush Cassidy, Dale Sankey, Deshaun Whipple, Jennifer Finney, Jeremy Coates, Kadeem, Zaire, Muhammad. Did I just do a touch of Cosell on that name? Wow. Kika Bachman Tech, Kiki Melendez, Leonard Brand, Mark Boone, Morris Hayes, Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Stacy Hayes, Pam Shoemaker, Panda Yen, Rachel Rattano, referee Russ Kimball, Jeff Bundy, the whole reference show, Regal Flores, Sandra Flores, Stephen Baum, of course, Rick Chiampa, Rob Rago, Surya Fidel, Todd Clamfer, and the whole Hee Haw gang. That's right, you heard me, the whole Hee Haw gang. We say hello to Roman Ronan, to, as we said, Samantha Phillips, how you doing? Christian Keach, how you doing? Kimberly Wells, hola, how you doing? Claudia Trejos, howdy hi, howdy ho, and hoopy doopy. We also say hello to the men and women of a thing we like to call, personally, Mega XP. The new one is coming in August, I do believe. August or, yeah, I think it is in August. By the way, I mentioned Jay the Brain Man. He did something unique. My brother from another mother, before we go too far into the shout-outs, made something. He, of course, designed the new corporate emblem shirt of the Last Call Cafe Friday nights on Spreaker and other fine podcasting platforms. So, and I just want to say one thing. Unlike Blog Talk Radio, Spreaker, we're doing a podcast, and it is a work in progress. We're new at the podcasting game, but we are hoping that in some ways this will make us a little bit wiser, etc. But this was something besides this. My mom also got one of these new masks, and really, it is exciting. I don't know if the camera could pick it up, but I can now go out on a date. Why? Because I just put on my face. I hope I got it on right. Nope, I had it on upside down. I got an upside down face. No. But there it is. Right there. I don't know if we can get a good tight shout or shot of it, but see if we can. There we go. How's it look? Can we like get a little close up shot here of the of the mask? Yep, that's me right there. Okay, thank you very much. Just put you right there. Can we get me full on shot? Thank you. There we go. Okay, we got Alex Sims, Audrey Dahlgren, Nick Mantis over there, TV6. We also got Ivy McKellen, Mandy Summers, Erica, Renee Davis, Lisa DeZille Spooner. That's right. The folks at Buzzer Blog, Ebony and Ivory K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams, Flaca Mexica, the folks at KRIV, Fox 26, Tom Ziska, Dominique Keith, Melissa Wilson, Dr. Jim and company. Of course, Angela Box. And, wow. Mandy Summers signing her books for all her amazing friends and supporters. I hope she signs one for me because I supported a book she created called What the Wizard. Okay, by the way, NASCAR is set to allow 30,000 fans at the track in Bristol next month when it moves the All-Star race out of the Charlotte Motor Speedway for just the second time in the history of the race, and it's looking pretty good. Mari Smith, Tara Nasher, of course. Come Geek Some, Nick Ricada, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ty Beard. Also, for those that love and matter, we love you all. Lisa Guerrero, Junie Mooney. No, yeah, Junie Mooney. June is a swoon, and Junie is a woony. That's right. Claudia Treos, Lisa Guerrero, Sean Broyles, Wyatt Holiday, Beth McLeod. How you doing? That umbrella guy, Elaine Boozler, Marielle Liu, how are you? Mia St. John, and the whole gang, including on the old Instagram. We say hello to Dorothy Malone, to Courtney Lynn Elwood. Whom else do we say hi to? Alan Oberoff. Yes, we do. We make mention. Stacey Hayes, we make mention. We also say a beloved hi to Kelly Wells, Silver Harpedian, AJ Katz, and the entire Felstrunk Orchestra, including Where's Lavis, Marpila 1, and Stephanie Del Cid, Kara Nicole, and if that's not enough, we got others. We say hi to Louisa Fernanda and the lovely Miss Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Nolan. And that is pretty much it for our little show of shows. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done the impossible. And we thank everybody for watching and participating with us, even though my hair's a mess. We thank you all for watching. Please keep watching. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors that there's a sports show with a little bit of comic attitude. And it's right here. We're back Wednesday night, same time, same place, same attitude. So we hope you'll be watching. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions for the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. And until we meet again tomorrow night, may all your favorite teams be winners, no matter what sport you love. Good night, America, wherever and whomever ye may be. We'll talk to you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Adios, muchachos. Good night.